Good morning, everybody. All we're going to need today is one dumbbell, there's 9 exercises and half an hour of your time. This is a strength-based workout this morning. So pick a weight that is reasonably challenging for about 10 to 15 repetitions. You don't want to go too heavy because you'll struggle, but at the same time you don't want to go too light because then the workout will feel a little bit too easy. Here are the exercises. The first exercise is the deadlift. Nice and simple. Set up with the dumbbell on its end between your feet, like this. Now, if you have got a spin lock dumbbell or adjustable dumbbell, you won't be able to set it up like this, but this is how I want you to do the workout, so you might just have to pick it up off the floor and get into this position before you start the move. On your side like this, the bell between your feet. Lovely flat back, push the chest through the shoulders back and down. Push the hips back ever so slightly, squeeze the glutes, and stand up. And take it down again. I'll show you from the side. So again, from here, lovely flat back, push the hips back and up ever so slightly. Keep the weight as close to your center of mass as possible. Neutral head position, and up you go. And take it down. On to the second exercise. The second exercise is a flat move. It's called a plank, pull through and pass back. And we're just going to do this for 45 seconds on the left hand side of the body. So set yourself up in a high push-up position. Now you can either do this on your toes or on your knees, whichever one works best for you. I'm going to try it on my toes. I might shift to my knees later. All I want you to do is the bell is up in line just below the shoulders. You pass it underneath. Pass it back, you pass it underneath, you pass it back, pass it underneath, pass it back. Nice and simple. On the knees, it's a bit more like this. So take it wide, take it through. Take it wide. What you notice, this is very much a core exercise. You're going to use your arms, you're going to use your shoulders, but it's very much a core exercise. Once you've done that for 45 seconds on your left hand side, bring it back up, grab the kettlebell, hold it in the goblet position like this, as if you're holding a big goblet of wine, nice wide feet, and sit the hips down into a goblet squat. Nice and easy, nice and steady. So we're not banging things out too quickly today, we're just taking our time, moving smoothly, moving with strength. Okay, then you're back down on the floor. I'm going to do that pass through again, but this time on the other side of the body. So here, set yourself up. Nice wide stance here. Plant the other foot in the floor and just take it through. Take it back. Take it through. Take it back. Take it through. Take it back. Okay, 45 seconds of that. The next thing we're going to do then is we're going to get back up onto our feet. And we're going to front lunge with a little bit of rotation. So give yourself some space, take the bell, hold it in front strut. Depending on how heavy you're working, you probably won't be able to hold it right out like that because that would be a bit challenging. I know I'm probably not going to do that. And keep in mind, reasonably close to the body with a little bit of distance. What I want you to do is step forward into your lunge and rotate around the front knee. Then as you come back up, back to the center, alternate sides, rotate, back, rotate, back. So from the side, it looks like this. Front lunge, up, up, like that. 45 seconds of that one. The next thing we're going to do then is we're going to get down onto the left hand side. Brace yourself on your right knee with your right arm. Keep the back nice and flat. And it's a nice, simple, one-sided, bent over row. Okay, nice and smooth, nice and easy. The next thing we're going to do after that is we're going to move into some legs again. So we're alternating lower body, upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, upper body, all the way through the circuit. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a curtsey lunge. So again, take the bell, hold it in this sort of goblet position here, nice and strong, and take a step to the side. When you take a step to the side, then bring your other leg, I'll just set myself up here, down, and behind it like that. Step across, into a curtsey. Step across, into a curtsey. Step across, into a curtsey like that. Just make sure I don't bash into my kettlebell rack. Nice and smooth. So we're hitting, with that lateral movement, the outside of the hip, really working on that hip mobility as we move from side to side. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is another bent over row, but on the right hand side of the body. Brace yourself and bring it back like that. And then finally, to finish the circuit, what I want you to do, back up into this Cossack Squat, into this Goblet Squat position, and we're going to do what's called a Cossack Squat. So your feet are nice and wide like this, and it's kind of the opposite to the Curtsey Lunge that we've just been doing. You sit down, leave that heel there, pivot, come back up, down, using the weight. It's really nice, helps you come to balance as you go. Okay, so those are 9 exercises. We're going to do those 9 exercises for 45 seconds each, moving from one to the next, to the next, to the next, without rest or a minimum of rest, until we complete all 9 exercises. We're going to rest for 1 minute once you complete the circuit, and we are going to complete 4 circuits in total for a solid half hour's work. Okay, when you're ready, let's go. Let's get started with the deadlift. Feet either side of your dumbbell, hinge from the hips, lovely flat back, 45 seconds, off we go. Stand, place the bell back on the floor. Stand, place it back. Keep it moving. Make sure that you squeeze your glutes at the top of this deadlift. I mean, it's not the most challenging of deadlifts. You can probably lift much more weight on a deadlift, but it primes things quite nicely for the moves that are coming afterwards. So take the hips back, make sure your back's lovely and flat, and your chest is through your shoulders. We've got 10 seconds left. Keep it moving. Next thing we're going to do is take it down on the floor for the plank, pull through and pass back. Onto your left hand side with the bell. Nice strong plank position. Pass it through, pass it back. Pass it through, pass it back. Pass it through, pass it back. Good stuff. Pass it through, keep moving. So we're not looking to build speed or intensity with this. This is all about your strength. Hold that line. Okay, the next exercise is the Goblet Squat. Take it back up, onto your feet, and off we go. Bring it up, into this position here, sit yourself down, into a squat. Nice and smooth, nice and easy. Really work on your mobility here. Going. Next thing I want you to do is back down on the floor for the plank, pull through and pass back, but on the other side. Ready? Off you go. Pass it through, pass it back, pass it through, pass it back. Keep going. So you take it out quite wide on this one. Up on your feet. The next exercise is the front lunge with the rotation. So take a step forward and up. Take a step forward and up. Keep it going. Nice. Smoothly does it. Feel like a scrum half, passing out there. Okay, bent over row next. Brace yourself with your right leg in the hand. Draw it back. Keep the back as flat as you can as you draw the elbow past the row. Try to minimize the rotation on this one. You want to isolate the lats, muscles of the upper back. Keep it going. Next move is the Curtsey Lunge. Make sure you've got plenty of space to the side. And step, Curtsey Lunge. Step across, Curtsey Lunge. Step across. Whoop. So it's a little tricky in some ways because you are really narrowing the base that you're working off and taking your momentum sideways. So you've really got to think about your balance on this one. There's a faster version of this, of course, which is the speed skater, but you don't do that with weight, and you do that with real energy, bounding across the floor. This one's much more controlled. Take your time with it. Get ready for the bend over row. On the right hand side, brace yourself, set the back up and row. Get a squeeze on. Feel it at the top there. Give it a little beat. Hold it at the top. 1, 2. Bring it down again. Keep it going. 1, 2. Bring it down again. Next move, just under 10 seconds, is the Cossack Squat. Again, a lateral leg and hip movement. But this time, working the inside of the thigh. Take a nice wide stance. Sit your hips down. Really nice on hip mobility, this one. Sit the hips down. Stand it up. Sit the hips down. Try and get nice and low if you can. As low as your body lets you go. The dumbbell's really nice because it allows some counterbalancing, counterweight, so you don't have to tip too far forward, but you can still keep your body upright as you sit down. And rest. Good job. Take a breather, everyone. We've got a minute. And then we'll go on to round 2. So, it's not too high impact today. It's steady pace, but still there's a challenge to it. There's a focus, there's a rhythm. Take your time with these moves. You can see, especially with the leg moves, we're hitting it from all sorts of directions here. We're starting with the hinge, then we're getting it down into the squat, and we're taking things wide and sort of working the hips laterally in that direction, and then we're taking it wide still, but this time working the hips inside as well. So there's a lot going on there, a lot to think about, a lot to control. The same with the upper body moves. Really engage that core. Core's at the center of everything. Every move that we do is all about here, whether it's legs, arms, chest, shoulders, whatever, all comes from here. So use it. Really focus on engaging it. Okay, let's start with the deadlift in 3, 2, 1, and up we get. The deadlift especially, make sure you squeeze your glutes at the top. Same with the squat, squeeze your glutes. Finish the movement, that's the most important thing. There's no point finishing a deadlift here where you're still bent over and then going back down. Tall at the top. Squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward so they're in line with your shoulders, your knees and your ankles. Not too far forwards, but enough so that you're standing up nice and straight. As you sit down, make sure that you feel the hamstrings lengthen. Into the last 5 seconds, down on the floor now, pull through and pass back in that plank position. Nice and wide, make sure your dumbbells in the right position, bring it back. Keep it going. The next move in 15 seconds time is the goblet squat. Try and keep your hips as level as you can. Basically taking away a corner here. Okay, goblet squat next. Bring it up. Sit it down. Again, smooth. What you'll probably notice is if you're working with just the one dumbbell, if you do have a heavier one for your legs, go for it. But actually this is challenging enough. But it's just, perhaps the leg work, you could go a little heavier, but use it as an opportunity to really work on that range of movement. Make sure your squat goes down nice and deep. Sitting those hips right down to the floor. Okay, plank and pull through again. On the other side this time, on the right. Nice wide feet at the back. Bring it through, bring it back. Bring it through, bring it back. Keep going. 5 seconds, then we're into the front lunge with rotation. Okay, up you get. Again, now hold it here, step forward, rotate, bring it back. Bring it back. Like a really heavy rugby ball. Keep going. Bent over row next. Brace on the right leg and arm. Tip the body over. Elbows back. Hold it for a beat. Keep the elbows in. Tight to the side of the body. Nice and smooth. Keep it going. Okay, curtsey lunge coming up next. Up on your feet. Make sure you've got good grip of that top plate. Take a step to the side. Curtsey behind. Step to the side. Curtsey behind. Don't go too far outside the leg. You don't want to twist the knee. There's that little bit of lateral movement because we always move in 3 dimensions. But what you don't want is to twist your knee joint in any way. It's about actually improving the mobility of your hip more than anything else. So, okay, bent over row on the right hand side now. And again, draw the elbows back. Nearly there. Next exercise is the Cossack Squat. Squeeze it, really get the squeeze on this. Up on your feet, holding it again in this goblet stretch position. Take the hips down. And up. And down. And up. Keep an eye on your form. And up. Keep it going. Down. As the more sets you do, the more comfortable as your body warms up, as your body mobilizes, you'll feel in this position. And take a breather. Good job. Well done, everyone. 2 down. We've got 2 to go. So nice, smooth, solid work. Really working through those strength moves. Really finding everything you can in every rep. It's really important when you're working to think about the point of an exercise, to think about what you're trying to achieve with every move that you're doing. In this case, a deadlift, it's all about the hips, it's all about the core. It's all about isolating and bringing that strength in here, really thinking about how those glutes work. With the planks and the pull-throughs, it's very much this area. So you're almost using the chest to bring it through, using the back of the shoulders to bring it back. So it's a little bit like a fly, like from the upside down position. You don't get that full range, but you're moving it left and right, left and right. So really think about what you're trying to achieve with every single exercise that you do. So back to the deadlifts now, 3rd set. When you're ready, lovely flat back and lift. Keep it going. Lovely flat back position. Let the glutes be the bit of your body that's doing the work. You don't want to feel this in the back, especially with this weight. It's not that heavy in comparison to what you could potentially lift with a deadlift. So just take your time. The key thing with the deadlift is to return the weight to the floor carefully with good technique, nice and strong. Okay, we're going to get down on the floor on the left hand side, plank, pull through and pass back. Off you go. Set yourself up, pass it through, pass it back, pass it through, pull it back. Keep it going. Back, back, keep it going, and back. Lovely work. Hold yourself up as tall as you can, as straight as you can. Keep the hips as level as you can, and that's where it starts to kick in. Really feel it on that opposite hip there working. Okay, up and goblet squat next. Up again. Make sure you've got a good grip. Sit those hips down. Get really comfy in the bottom of your squat. Stand it up. You should be, after all this work, start to feel really mobile now in these leg moves and these lower body moves. Squats, your lunges. You'll start to feel really quite free, hopefully. Take your time. Remember, or imagine rather, you've got a tiny little stool that you're trying to sit down on. Okay, take it down on the floor, plank pull through, pass back. On the right hand side, keep it going, everyone. It does seem a small movement in comparison to some of the stuff we're doing, but it's essentially working on one side at a time, taking one corner away from this high plank position and actually really working your supporting arm that's start holding you up for 45 seconds. Okay, up onto your feet, front lunge and rotate next. There, and up. There, and up. Keep it going. Keep going. Next move is the bent over row. Whoop. On the left hand side. Brace yourself and row. Try to keep the shoulders level. Don't rotate the trunk too much. Don't drop the shoulder too much. You want to isolate. Really key in to what's going on with the big back muscles. The big latissimus dorsi muscles in the back, upper back. Give it a squeeze at the top. Push the hips back. Make sure your upper body's pretty much parallel to the floor. Not quite, can't get there quite, but as much as you can. Okay, up against we're curtsey lunging now. Make sure you've got space to the side. Step behind. And to the side. Step behind. And to the side. Keep working. Keep moving. Okay, next one, bent over row. On the right hand side, brace on the left leg, left arm this time. Again, get that squeeze on. Push the chest through. Keep it going. 5 seconds, then we move into Cossacks. On your feet. Cossack Squat, nice wide stance. Take those hips down. It's a lovely stretch this for your hamstrings at the same time. As the sets progress, you'll probably start to feel a little bit more mobile. You know, really take your time with it. Smooth, fluid movement. It's great for hip mobility, this move. Great for hamstring mobility. Lovely all-round exercise. Take a breather. Okay, we've got 3 down. Just got 1 more circuit to go. So, nice and easy. Nice and steady, smooth work today, really, really smooth work. So keep going, keep your focus, just go through these exercises 1 more time, and then we're done. Okay, still got 30 odd seconds left on your rest, and again, think about purpose, think about the point of an exercise, what you're trying to achieve here. With the bent over rows, for example, it's this muscle here, big back muscles. Really think about how you engage that. And that comes from shrugging the shoulder up even before you start the lift. Shrug it up, keep it up. And then, as the shoulder comes back, the elbow comes back. And you can bring it behind again. Really good squeeze there. And then you'll feel it working there. Also feel it working on the biceps. So really focus on that. Let's start with the deadlift. Last set, everyone. Or last circuit, rather. Keep going. Nice and smooth now, we're nearly done. So we're going to do 45 on this, ticking each exercise off as we go. But with the deadlift, don't think of it as bending over, think of it as just getting your hips out of the way as you lower the weight down. Okay, plank pull throughs coming up next. On the left hand side, set yourself up. Nice wide stance, pass it through, pass it back, pass it through, pass it back, pass it through, pass it back. Keep that going. Good work, keep it going. Halfway through the set. And the next move will be the Goblet Squat. Okay, up on your feet. Let's go. Sit the hips down. Stand the hips up, off you go. Connect your breathing to your movement. Okay, the pull through on the right hand side is coming up. Down on the floor. Off you go. Again, set yourself up. Pass it through, pass it back, pass it through, pass it back, pass it through, pass it back. Keep that going. Front lunge with rotation coming up in 15 seconds. Keep it going, everyone. Up you get. Front lunge and rotate. Big step forward. Rotate and up. Rotate and up. Keep it going. You know this isn't a full throttle, full bore, hammer and tongs hip workout. It's something quite nice. Okay, to the bent over rows, everyone. About the low simmer that this workout creates. It's steady and effective. Nearly there now. Curtsey Lunge coming up next. Remember, with this move, create a solid foundation. And up you go. Change the grip again, hold it by the top plate, set the side. Curtsey Lunge. Curtsey Lunge, just gently, whoa, lower, run out of space here, lower the back knee, that's better, to the ground. Steadily working through this. It's a steady rhythm. Okay, bent over row on the right hand side now. Brace with the left, lift with the right. Okay, get ready for your Cossack. Change position. Let's get right down into it now. Sit. Whoa, take your time. I'm talking to myself there. I'm sure you're all doing it wonderfully. Love getting to the fourth set of this exercise. Everything feels so free. Mobility through the hips. Lovely bit of mobility through the hamstrings. Nearly there. Last 5 seconds. And rest. That's it. We're done. Really great work, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that one. Nice and smooth, nice and easy. We'll be back next week with another dumbbell workout, another series of 3 moves. So next week we're going to really work on the core. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you soon.